If you're fully booked in one-on-one work or on the path toward it, this video is for you. Because being fully booked is usually the moment people think that they've won. It's what they've been working toward, when in reality, it's the ceiling that they didn't plan for. You've got demand, you've got proof, you've got momentum. But if you want more freedom, mainly in the form of more time, there's one decision that matters more than hiring, building a course, or scaling an audience. And if you stay to the end, I'll show you the one through line that determines whether any of these scale paths actually work or quietly burn you out. Let's get it. Here's what I see all the time. Smart experts build strong one-on-one businesses. They're booked. They're making pretty good money. They usually have one or two VAs to help them with simple things. And from the outside looking in, like everything looks great. But internally, they feel stuck. Not because they're failing, but because they don't know what the next clean move is. The issue is not effort, it is not mindset, and it is definitely not demand. It's that no one talks openly and transparently about what happens after you're fully booked. When you're at capacity, you hit what I call the choice point. If you want to continue to grow or stop trading time for money, something's got to change, whether you decide that intentionally or not. And the biggest mistake people make here is asking, how do I scale? That's the wrong question. That question will have you buying into the first model you see someone sell on the internet that looks like it could work. Now, the real question is, what model is aligned with the life you want, the business you want, and the skill you actually want to use every day? Because there isn't one right path. There are several, and they work for different people. Let's walk through the main ones. The first path is hiring to delegate delivery. This is the agency or team-based route. You keep your service, you likely keep your similar pricing, but you're no longer the sole point of delivery. And this can look like passing new clients onto trained team members or transitioning some existing clients to trained team members and staying involved at a higher strategic level. And this path works really well if your service is repeatable or retained and you enjoy training and managing people. And if you're building toward an exit in the future, this is often a good option. But here's the truth. If you don't want to manage people, pour into your team, or lead operationally, this model is going to drain you because in this model, freedom comes from delegation, not disappearance. Now, could you eventually have an integrator or COO who runs the day-to-day ops? Totally, absolutely. And you need to be aware that to go from you being the sole operator to having a COO and a team that delivers in your place is like 8 steps, not 2. So you have to love having a team in order to make that happen and a system that the team can follow, or you're going to be in a world of hustle and hurt. The second path is leveraging what you already do, but not in a one-on-one capacity. You're not teaching people how to build your business, you're helping your existing clients get the same outcome with less direct access to you. So, for example, a social media manager creates a social media group coaching program, or a PR agency owner helps clients get their own PR rather than doing it for them. Now, these leveraged offers often show up as courses, group programs, memberships, done with you offers. Now, obviously, the upside is leverage. You've gone from one to one to one to many and get many or all of those one-on-one call times freed up on your calendar. So upside leverage. But the requirement is structure. Early on, you're still involved in developing what these clients need to get results in this new format. This only works if you have a strong curriculum, clear boundaries, and support systems. And the other piece is that your marketing is going to have to shift a little bit because instead of low volume, high ticket, you're now looking for higher volume, potentially lower ticket. And if you don't already know how to market, then you'll need to learn or hire someone to do it for you. If you don't want to do that, then this is not the path for you to unlock freedom. And there are phases to this process as well. You can check out one of my recent videos where I walk through the path to do that. But again, it's like 8 steps, not 2. The third path is to build a certification program that teaches others to do what you do. Certification is not just education. It's authorization. You're giving others the stamp of approval to go out there into the world and provide the service that you do in the way that you do it. When something is certifiable, it's also usually tied to money. Like you're giving a badge that says, hey, this person has the skill, they've been trained to a standard, and they can now go and trade this skill for income. And that income might come from getting promoted at work if they're taking a certification and have a W-2. It could mean they're taking clients, they're delivering services under your methodology. And here's the risk that most people underestimate is like when you're certifying people to do that, you're extending your brand through them. So if a client has a bad experience with a certified practitioner, that means that experience could get associated with you, whether or not you like it, which means certification also requires clear standards, assessments, and quality checks, boundaries about how people can market themselves under your name. So, now the big perk is that certification can often become a hiring pipeline. People who are like obsessed with your brand and they want to work for you, they see certification as the path in. In practice, if you hired your own certified practitioners, they would usually fill like a support role, a delivery role, facilitation role in some kind of done with you containers. Sometimes they even step into one-on-one work that alternatively you would take on. Sometimes they support speakings or trainings, but here's the con that most people miss is certification means you're now required to operate at a higher level because you're not just teaching them, you're evaluating, approving, you're maintaining standards over time, and that requires real infrastructure. Systems that you or someone on your team operates to maintain that certification standard. And path 4 we have is licensing. Wouldn't it be great if Apple or Starbucks or Tesla saw the value in your work and wanted to invest in it to educate their employees? Or let's say Harvard, Yale, or even state schools in Pennsylvania wanted to buy your curriculum to support their students or staff. Of course, that would be like totally rad. Now, licensing is built on having a body of work, and that might include training content, curriculum, facilitation guides, structured experiences embedded inside of organizations. Like licensing can look like a lot of different agreements. It could be a 3-month self paced program, it could be a multi year high touch engagement, it could be company wide training just for mid level managers. It could be for students in just the business school or across an entire university. Whatever way it works, you don't just have one audience. You have the buyer, often the leadership, the boss, and then you have the people actually receiving the training. Those two are aligned, but the person receiving the training isn't always opted in, which means licensing introduces a buy in challenge that you don't really have with B2C programs, at least not on the same level. And licensing can sneak time back onto your calendar because you want to ensure results. You've got to review data. You've got to improve and evolve the work and prove to the people who bought, to the decision maker, that it's worth keeping you around. Especially in corporate environments, like licensing is rarely hands off. Companies often want speaking engagements, live training, C suite coaching, facilitation, which is often why licensing becomes hybrid. There is the curriculum and also the live element. Now, if licensing is pursued too early, especially by B2C experts without strong biz economics, then the long sales cycle can break the model. Basically, if you don't have network connections and time to devote to getting deals over the line over time, then this one isn't for you. So there you have it. You can hire to delegate delivery, create a leveraged offer around your existing service, certify others to do what you do, or license your expertise to organizations. No matter which path you choose, two things are always required. First, curriculum. Even agencies, if they want to be good, run on an internal curriculum. Trust me, I would know. And second is experience. How are your students, the clients, the people moving through the work? How are they being supported without your constant presence? And that's what productizing your expertise actually means. Now, there is potential risk in choosing the wrong model, and there's definite risk in choosing a model without infrastructure. If this video made you rethink your next move, I'm hosting a free masterclass on how to productize what you already know, and there's no pitch, just clarity. For real, no pitch. I invite you to grab the link in the description below and save your spot. And if you found this video helpful, be sure to subscribe and drop a comment letting me know which path you're currently considering. Thanks so much for being here, and I'll see you in the next episode of the Course Flow to Cash Flow show.